The ball might be flying to right field today. Right on left, Jacob Wallace faces Petey Halpin, and away we go. The first pitch of the ball game is taken for ball one at 7:07 p.m. So it's 7:07 p.m., 61 degrees and overcast. First pitch time and temperature is brought to you by Emergent Tree, the experts for your tree care needs. Here's the 1-0. That's high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So Jacob Wallace is making his first start of the season. It's his 11th appearance overall. Wallace 2-0 with an ERA of 5. He's allowed 10 earned runs in 18 innings with 18 strikeouts. 2-0 the count on Petey Halpin, and the pitch is inside. 3-0. Well, the 3-0 count isn't what you want to see after the two teams combined for 22 walks yesterday. 13 from Omaha pitchers. That tied a modern franchise record. 9 from Clippers arms. The 3-0 from Wallace is a strike, and it's 3-1. 22 walks between the two clubs yesterday made for the most in an International League game this year, tied with Charlotte and Scranton Wilkes-Barre from a game back in April. The 3-1. That cutter from Wallace is a strike, and we're full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Jacob Wallace, 26 years old, a native of Massachusetts. Wallace was originally the Rockies' 3rd-round pick out of UConn in 2019. He's twice been traded from Colorado to Boston, and then from Boston to Kansas City in December of 2022. The Royals got Wallace back in exchange for right-hander Wyatt Mills. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the payoff. That's swung through a miss, strike 3 on the cutter. Petey Halpin's down swinging, and that's how this ball game begins. Wallace strikes out the leadoff man. That strikeout by Jacob, and every Storm Chaser strikeout this season is presented by Freddy's. From cook-to-order steak burgers to frozen custard treats, there's a dish for everyone at Freddy's. So base is empty, 1 out, 0-0 in the first. Here's Brian Rocchio. Switch hitter bats left-handed, and the first pitch is taken for ball 1. Defensively behind Jacob Wallace, MJ Melendez is the left fielder. The center fielder is John Rave, and it's Tyler Gentry in right. The third baseman, Nick Loftin. At shortstop, Tyler Tolbert. Cam Devaney plays second with Nick Prado at first. Luca Tresh is the catcher. 1-0 pitch is a cutter, swung through a miss, and the count's 1-1. Rocchio wants to add some sticky spray to the handle of his bat, and the home plate umpire, Willie Traynor, has pulled him back towards the batting box. So Rocchio digs into the batter's box. Switch hitter batting left-handed against the righty Wallace on the mound with his signature red glove. Wallace works on the third base side of the rubber. He deals. Bounce to the right. Devaney fields it letter high at second. Light overhand toss to first is in time for the second out. So 2 away in the first inning. Bases are empty for Lane Thomas, the Major League rehabber. Again, the Omaha defense. Left to right of the outfield, Melendez, Rave, and Gentry. Third to first of the infield, Loftin, Tolbert, Devaney, and Prado. Batting is the catcher, and the catcher is Trash, as Thomas digs into the batter's box. Wallace deals. First pitch is swung through a miss. That was the fastball from Wallace. No balls and a strike. Jacob has a 4-seam fastball, a cutter, a slider, and a curveball. Now that curveball, it registers as a curveball. It really is his slider. 1. Fastball is called strike 2. Not really fastball, cutter, slider, but sometimes his slider has more curveball-y shape to it. 0-2 on Thomas on Major League rehab from his right wrist bone bruise. The 0-2. Slider misses low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thomas started as the DH on Tuesday. He was the right fielder on Wednesday, had the day off yesterday, and today he's back in right field. He's 0 for his first 6 with Columbus. And the 1-2. It's a beautiful slider that just misses. Not challenged by Wallace or Tresh. Missed off the outer edge. The count's even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lane Thomas wearing that 1-ear flap Major League batting helmet. The Cleveland Guardians C on the front. 2-2 is down and away off the glove of Tresh to the backstop. The count's 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're full. So bases empty, 2 outs to the top of the first, 0-0 score. And the 3-2 pitch is fouled over the backstop netting. Into the second deck, the sweet level. Bounce back down into the lower level, maybe. Well, counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A good crowd is still filing in for Star Wars night. Unfortunately, the postgame fireworks postponed. A pitch. It's flied fouled on the right field line. Gentry running, Prado running, and they both look helplessly as that ball lands in the 4th row of seats down the right field line, and the count stays full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 3-2. Jacob Wallace on Lane Thomas. Infield plays to pull for the right-handed batter. Again, the payoff. That's called strike 3, the fastball. Wallace strikes out a pair. He throws a 1-2-3, top of the first inning. Well, we go to the bottom of the first inning here at Warner Park. 0-0 score between the Storm Chasers and the Clippers. Columbus set aside an order in the top of the first. Left-hander Parker Messick takes the mound to the bottom of the first. He deals to John Rave, who swings to the first pitch and pops it up behind second base. Shallow into center. Brian Rocchio's out. The shortstop reaches up to make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out for Parker Messick. The left-hander is making his 8th start of the season. He's 2-1 with a 2.76 earned run average. And Nick Loftin strides to the plate for Omaha. Defensively behind Messick, the left fielder's Jonathan Rodriguez. In center, it's Petey Halpin, and the right fielder is Lane Thomas. First pitch to Loftin is strike 1. At third base, Milan Tolentino. The shortstop, Brian Rocchio, with Yordes Valdez at second, Kyle Datras at first, and the catcher is Dom Nunez. 0-1 is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Loftin, who's the third baseman today for Omaha. 2 for 3 yesterday with an RBI and a couple of walks. Now the pitch. It's called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Loftin. Well, Loftin has reached base safely in 7 straight games. He's scored a run in 5 in a row. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Loftin chases the changeup down and away. The strikeout has the second out of the bottom of the first. So now it's, call him Slam Devaney, striding to the plate. Cam Devaney hits the bases empty. 2 outs to the bottom of the first. 0-0 ball game. Devaney yesterday went 1 for 4 with a walk and a grand slam. It was his 7th homer of the season. His 3rd grand slam in the last 5 games. First pitch to Cam. Inside, ball 1. Well, he had not hit a grand slam in his first 536 professional games over 5+ seasons, but 3 in his last 22 plate appearances. The 1 home.
It's inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Got a great fact from our friend Dave Holtzman, baseball information strategist within the player development department for the Royals. Did some digging for us. The 2-0. High, 3 balls and no strikes. The last time a professional baseball player hit 3 grand slams in a month was the Astros' Alex Bregman. He had 3 in June of 2023. The 3-0 to Devaney. That's a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. The last minor league player to do it was Nick Gonzalez with Greensboro out in Single A. He had 3 in August of 2021.
3-1 on Cam Devaney. Parker Messick winds and fires. Flied foul to the right. And the count's 3 balls and 2 strikes are full. So we're full 3-2 on Devaney, who with 7 home runs is tied 10th in the International League. 29 RBI is tied 7th. And the 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. So Devaney draws a walk. Chasers have a base runner with 2 outs. That walk and every Storm Chaser walk this season is presented by Midlands Place. Dinner plans? Midlands Place is waiting for you at 84th and Highway 370. So runner on first with 2 outs to the bottom of the first inning, 0-0 score. And MJ Melendez strides to the plate for the Storm Chasers. Left-handed batter against the left-hander on the mound, Parker Messick, who delivers. Ball 1 outside. Messick was Cleveland's 2nd-round draft pick in 2022, 54th overall. And he's ranked by MLB Pipeline as the Guardians' number 13 prospect. And the pitch. Swing and a miss from MJ, 1-1. Messick, over 32 2/3 innings this year, has struck out 48 batters. That's the 5th most strikeouts in the International League. He's 8th in opponents' batting average at .202. The 1-1. Down and away. 2 balls and a strike. So that's to say there aren't a lot of opposing hitters who can get hits off of Messick. He's in his first year at the AAA level. Split last year between High A Lake County and AA Akron. The 2-1 pitch. Melendez swings and misses at the cutter, and it's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on MJ Melendez, who had yesterday off. He was 0 for 3 with an RBI ground out back on Wednesday. Devaney on first, 2 outs in the inning. Infield well to pull for Melendez. And here's Messick's 2-2. Ground ball to the right at the second baseman Valdez. He fields and throws letter high to first to end the bottom of the first inning. Chasers get a base runner but fail to score. No runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, and 1 left on. So we're tied at 0 after an inning, and off to the second from Warner Park on Newstalk 1290 Coil. Well, a 0-0 game into the top of the second inning from Warner Park. Really glad you're with us on a Friday night in Sarpy County. I appreciate the company. Jacob Wallace faces Jonathan Rodriguez. Here's the first pitch of the second. In for strike 1. No balls and a strike on Rodriguez. It's 4, 5, and 6-2 up for the Clippers. Rodriguez, Dom Nunez, and Cody Huff. Right on right, Wallace coming off a 1-2-3 first inning. He delivers. He fires in strike 2. It was on his fastball, but it was challenged. So Rodriguez thinks that strike missed low. It did not. That was firmly in the zone. Well presented to the crowd by the home plate umpire Willie Traynor. An unsuccessful challenge, so the Clippers have 1 left. Here's the 0-2. Flied high in the air. That's well hit to right field, and the wind will not carry that. Gentry out of the warning track down the right field line. He makes the catch for the first out. So Wallace needed 17 pitches to get through 1, 2, 3 first. That included striking out a pair. Strikeouts of Petey Halpin and Lane Thomas. Base is empty, 1 out. Left-handed batting Dom Nunez comes to the plate. And the first pitch is in for strike 1. Nunez was 1 for 4 in yesterday's game. Had a sacrifice fly, drew a walk, scored a couple of times. Good day at the plate. The pitch is a ball. 1-1 on Dom Nunez. Leads the Clippers with 6 home runs. He has 16 RBIs, which is tied second on the team. The 1-1 from Wallace. It's down and in. 2 balls and a strike. Yesterday, maybe the wildest game we've had this season. Over 3 hours and 40 minutes, 22 combined walks, 14-10 the final score. The pitch. It's a line drive foul to the right into the netting pass to the first base dugout. The count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wallace has had some good outings this year. He's had some without much success. But it does feel like the good has pretty decently outweighed the bad. A 2-2 on Nunez. Right on left. Wallace delivers. Flight foul to the left. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Look, the first 3 outings weren't pretty. Wallace allowed across his first 3 outings and 3 innings. That was 7 runs, though only 5 of them were earned. But still 7 runs isn't great. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the slider. Wallace has his 3rd strikeout of the night and a 2nd out of the 2nd inning. We've got strikeouts on all 3 of his pitches today. The cutter, fastball, and now slider. So Cuddy Huff will bat. The catcher hits with the bases empty. He's the designated hitter, actually. The pitch. Fly to the air, deep to right. Gentry on the warning track, at the wall. It's gone. Cody Huff with an opposite field home run, and the Clippers are on the board in the 2nd. Huff's 3rd home run of the year gives the Clippers a 1-0 lead. That was 342 feet the other way, and just 92 miles an hour off the bat. Now the wind is absolutely gusting, and this isn't to take away anything from Cody Huff, but gusts of around right now 30 miles an hour. You can see the flagpoles in right center field kind of wiggling in the breeze. The first pitch to Milan Tolentino, left-handed batter. That's ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Tolentino, the 3rd baseman. The pitch. Fly the other way, well hit to left center. Brave glides into the alley, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Just a run for the Clippers in the 2nd, the first run of the game on the homer from Huff. A run and a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. So a 1-0. Well, we're into the bottom of the 2nd inning. 1-0 Columbus lead on the homer in the top of the 2nd from Cody Huff. Parker Messick deals to Nelson Velasquez, and the first pitch is down and in, ball 1. It's Velasquez, Tyler Gentry, and Luca Tresh. 5, 6, and 7 due to bat. Left on right, here's the 1-0. Fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. You can almost hear the wind, how loud it is. The flags on the flagpoles in right center field are whipping. The 1-1 is bounced over the mound to the right of 2nd, but right at the 2nd baseman Valdez. He was shaded up the middle, fields and throws to 1st. And there's the 1st out at the bottom of the 2nd. Well, we have 1 out at the bottom of the 2nd for Tyler Gentry, the Omaha right fielder. Gentry 1 for 4 with a walk and run scored yesterday. The first pitch. Line to left. The 5-6 home between Tolentino and Rocchio. A base hit into left field that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Gentry around first. He pulls into 2nd, standing up with a double. That double by Tyler is presented by Cummins Sales and Service. For every double the Storm Chasers hit this season, Cummins Sales and Service will make a contribution to Outlook Enrichment. Luca Tresh will bat for Omaha. The Storm Chaser catcher hits with Gentry on 2nd. 1 out of the bottom of the 2nd. And time is called by Luca. He'll use his 1 time out of the plate appearance here. First pitch. And strike 1. Tresh has hit safely in his last 5 games. When he started on Wednesday, he went 1 for 4. He doubled and scored in the 8th. 0-1 on Tresh. Here's the pitch. This is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield is deep, as you'd expect with the wind just gusting out to right. The pitch to Tresh is fouled on the right field line. Knocked down by the netting. The count's 1 ball and 2 strikes. You know, the players, when they first begin the season here, it's always windy, right? It's like, oh man, it's windy. And then you get used to it after a day or two, but the wind today is unlike anything we've seen this season. Or quite frankly, a couple of years. The 1-2. Stung into right center field. That's it well. Thomas is back. He turns around and it bangs off the top of the wall. Kicks back into right center. Gentry set home. Tresh into second safely with a slide. And Tyler Gentry scores standing. An RBI double from Luca Tresh. Puts Omaha on the board and ties us at 1-1 at the bottom of the second. Well, that RBI by Luca is presented by Warner Enterprises. For every Storm Chasers RBI this season, Warner Enterprises will donate $10 to Partnership for Kids. First pitch to Nick Prado is down for ball 1. 1-0. Nick Prado bats, having homered in his last 2 games. Opposite field shots, a 2-run homer in the 8th inning on Wednesday, and a 2-run homer in the 9th inning yesterday. Both of those went to left field. The 1-0 to Nick is taken for a strike, and the count's 1-1. Tresh leads off of second, 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Parker Messick, the left-hander, checks back to second, and he deals home. Pitch just misses the slider, and the count's 1-2. Well, Parker Messick has 4 main pitches. His 4-seam fastball, a changeup, a curveball, and kind of a slider cutter pitch. 2-1. Bounce softly to the right. Datris charges in at first. He takes it himself, fields, and steps on the first base bag. 3 unassisted for the second out of the second inning. It does move Tresh from second to third. So Tyler Tolbert hits the Omaha shortstop. Tolbert batting 9th, playing shortstop. And a 1-1 game in the second. 2 outs with Tresh, the potential go-ahead run on third. And the first pitch is strike 1. Tolbert 1 for 4 with an RBI, a run scored in his game yesterday. He was the left fielder yesterday. The pitch is up and in, a ball. 1-1. Pitch. Tolbert swings and misses. Now it's 1-2. Messick wears his pant legs pulled high, while Omaha wearing the gradient blue, navy blue to light blue Star Wars jerseys. The Clippers are in their road gray jerseys and pants. The 1-2. Up and in on Tolbert, 2-2. Gray jerseys and pants for the Clippers. Columbus across the front. Navy caps with a stylized white C outlined in light blue and gray. Messick wears navy blue socks, and his 2-2 pitch. Ground ball hit to the left, fielded at third by Tolentino. He shuffles, he throws to first, and the throw beats Tolbert for the third out of the bottom of the second inning. Chasers get a run on back-to-back doubles from Gentry and Tresh. A run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. So we have a 1-1 ball game into the third inning. On a Friday night from Warner Park, I'm Nick Batters. Thanks for hanging out with us for Star Wars night at Warner Park. Both teams scored a run in the second, so Jacob Wallace, Omaha's opener in this bullpen game, he's back to the mound for the third. The first pitch to Kyle Datris. Right-handed batting first baseman is a ball outside. That's the 30th pitch of the day for Jacob Wallace.
They will face Datris, Yordis Valdez, and Petey Halpin. 8-9-1 on the Clipper lineup.
And the pitch. Outside,
2-0. Well, Wallace this year has topped out at 44 pitches. His career high is 45. I'd be surprised if he went much beyond that. You'd love to get 3 solid innings out of him today. The pitch is taken for ball 3, 3-0. We have gotten 3 innings out of Jacob Wallace this season. April the 17th, he threw 3 scoreless innings of relief after Chandler Champlain pitched just the first inning and a 45-minute rain delay hit. The 3-0 is taken for ball 4, 4-pitch walk. The Kyle Datris opens the top of the 3rd. So runner on with nobody out of the 3rd. It's the switch hitter Yordis Valdez batting. The second baseman digs in against the righty Wallace, who I mentioned he allowed runs in his first 3 outings of the year, but has been good over his last 7. First pitch to Valdez is strike 1. Wallace, over his last 7 outings, has allowed just 5 earned runs in 15 innings, and he struck out 15 of the process. The pitch. This is down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. In talking with the acting manager, Pat Osborne, after yesterday's game, he noted that the bullpen management yesterday was a little difficult, knowing that there is going to be a bullpen game today, right? You don't have a starting pitcher today, so you're relying on relievers. So really, Jacob Wallace might not have been an option yesterday. The 1-1. Ground ball hit to the right, fielded on the forehand at first by Prado. Throws to second for 1. Tolbert trailing to first. Wallace covering in time for 2, a double play. 3-6-1, the Chasers turn it, rack it up for the first 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. The leadoff walk is erased. We go back to the top of the order for Petey Halpin. Well, that double play turn by the Chasers is presented by Cummins Sales and Service. For every double play Omaha turns this year, Cummins Sales and Service will make a contribution to Outlook Enrichment. So Datris out at second, Valdez out at first, and Wallace deals to Petey Halpin, who flies the first pitch in the air to right. Devaney out from second, Gentry in from right, and it's Gentry to make the catch. Jacob Wallace is through 3 one-run innings to open tonight's game. No runs, no hits, a walk, no errors, and nobody left on base. 1-1 our score as we go to the bottom of the 3rd from Warner Park. Well, we've played 2.5 innings to the bottom of the 3rd. It's a 1-1 game between Omaha and Columbus. And John Rave will lead off for Omaha. 1, 2, and 3 in the Storm Chaser order against the left-hander Parker Messick. He delivers left on left to Rave, and the first pitch misses for ball 1. It'll be Rave, Nick Loftin, and Cam Devaney due to bat for Omaha, trying to take the lead for the Storm Chasers. The 1-0 is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Omaha has Steven Nagosic warming to the bullpen, so expect Nagosic to come out for the 4th inning. The pitch to Rave is a strike. It's 2-1. 3 innings from Jacob Wallace really does feel like a win today. You can only ask so much from your opener, a guy who isn't conditioned to throw more than 2 or 3 innings. The 2-1 misses, and it's 3 balls and a strike to Rave. While John flied out to begin the bottom of the 1st. He's had good success leading off innings, games especially this year. And the 3-1. Inside, ball 4. So Rave opens the bottom of the 3rd with a walk. Chasers' 2nd walk of the night. Rave ranks among the league leaders, and actually not just league leaders, we can say minor league leaders. Entering today, John Rave was 5th in minor league baseball in total bases to open innings. First pitch to Nick Loftin is a soft ground ball to the left, fielded it short by Rocchio. Underhand flip to second for 1. Valdez turns to first in time for 2, a double play. 6-4-3. Clippers turn it. Rave out at second, and Loftin out at first. 2 gone in the bottom of the 3rd for Cam Devaney. left on right with Cam Devaney, who walked in the first. The pitch. Down and in, ball 1. Well, Cam is hitting, he entered today batting .322. But that doesn't rank among the league leaders because he hasn't played enough. The 1-0 is up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. To qualify for the batting average or on-base slugging OPS categories, you have to have 2.7 plate appearances per game played. That's per game your team has played. The pitch is grounded foul to the left, and the count's 2-1. And Devaney is tantalizingly close. He's played in, entering today, 26 of Omaha's 40 games. So you need, for 40 games, 108 plate appearances. The 2-1's grounded foul to the left. And it's 2-2 now. And Cam Devaney entered today with 103 plate appearances. So he's about a game shy, maybe a game and a half. So if he continues playing every day, then before he knows it, Cam Devaney will be back among the qualifiers for the average-based offensive categories. 2-2. Inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. There are a handful of Storm Chasers who do qualify for the average base categories. The 3-2 pitch is called strike 3, and Devaney was a step towards first, decides not to challenge though. That fastball was at the knees, strike 3 to end the third. Messick has his second strikeout of the night. No runs, no hits, a walk, no errors, and nobody left on base. It's 1-1 through 3 innings, and we head to the 4th from Warner Park on News Talk 1290 Coil. Well, we're through 3 innings tonight at Warner Park. It's a 1-1 ball game between the Omaha Storm Chasers and the Columbus Clippers. And it's a Bishop Exteriors pitching change for Omaha. Right-hander Steven Nagosic is in for his 4th outing with Omaha. Starter Jacob Wallace goes 3 innings, allows a run on a hit with 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. The only hit and run came on a solo homer. So Nagosic, the right-hander, deals to the switch-hitting Brian Rocchio. Takes a big hack of the first pitch. He tips it into Tresch's glove. The count is 0-1. Steven Nagosic joined Omaha last week while the team was on the road in Louisville. He's 30 years old. The pitch misses inside. 2-1, or 1-1 I should say. 1-1 on Rocchio, switch hitter batting left-handed. He grounded out in the first. Infield plays to pull. Nagosic works on the third base side. He deals. Ground ball hit to first. Prado down to an E. He fields it. Underhand flip to Nagosic, covering in time for the first out of the 4th. Originally drafted by the Red Sox in the 6th round of the 2016 draft out of Oregon. Nagosic was traded from the Red Sox to the Mets. One of 3 players the Mets got in exchange for right-hander Addison Reed. He was with the Mets from July of 2017 through June of 2023. First pitch to Lane Thomas is called strike 1. He's pitched 33 major league games for the Mets between 2019 and 2023. Spent time with the Diamondbacks to end the 2023 season. Was in the Nationals organization to begin 2024. He spent last year, the second half of the season, in independent baseball in the Atlantic League. The Royals signed Nagosic out of the Mexican League, where he was with the Diablos Rojos del Mexico, the league champions last year. And he was a workhorse for the Diablos Rojos to begin the season. Right on right with Lane Thomas, the 0-1. And swung through a miss, 0-2. He pitched in 10 games for his team in Mexico. And there was a stretch where he pitched 7 of 8 games over a 9-day span. 0-2 is down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. How about that? 7 games in a 9-day span. Now each time it was like an inning, 10, 15 pitches. The 1-2 is down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base is empty, 1 out of the 4th. The 2-2 is called strike 3. Thomas is frozen on a changeup. There's the first strikeout for Nagosic tonight, the 2nd out of the 4th. That changeup clipped the bottom of the zone. So 2 outs in the fourth, base is empty for Jonathan Rodriguez. And it's time now for a Jay Stinnett Contracting game update. Jay Stinnett Contracting, we have you covered. For Columbus, a run on a hit, no errors, nobody left on, and no plate appearances with runners in scoring position. Right on right, the first pitch to Rodriguez is low for ball 1. For Omaha tonight, a run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on, and the Chasers 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. The 1-0. Rodriguez tried to check his swing. He could not. He went around, says the first base umpire Tanner Dobson on the appeal. The count's 1 ball and 1 strike. I've mentioned the umpires by name. Willie Traynor, the home plate umpire, the crew chief calling balls and strikes. Tanner Dobson at first, Matt Blackborough at third. And the 1-1 is inside. 2 balls and a strike. Nagosic deals. Kind of shoulder twitched. Tried to check his swing and he went around, says Tanner Dobson. Jonathan Rodriguez throws his hand out in disbelief. He disagrees. The count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez, he flied out of the second. The 2-2. And that's strike 3 in the changeup. So a 1-2-3, top of the 4th. First pitch of the bottom of the 4th to MJ Melendez. Swung out and missed for strike 1. It's a 1-1 game from Warner Park. Bottom of inning 4 with Melendez, Nelson Velasquez, and Tyler Gentry duo. Parker Messick into his 4th inning. The left-handed starter deals. Melendez takes the ball off the plate, 1-1. MJ grounded out of the 1st inning. He's 0 for 1 today, playing his 20th game with Omaha. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of the catcher Nunez, and it's 1-2. 20 games at the AAA level this year for MJ. He played in 16 major league games before being optioned down to Omaha. So he's spent a bit more time with Omaha than Kansas City this season. The 1-2 offering. Tried to check his swing, did he? Yes, he did. A ball outside. Matt Blackborough, the third base umpire, says no swing, throws his arms to the safe side, and the count's 2-2. The 2-2 offering. Foul tipped, hung on to by Nunez, strike 3. So Melendez strikes out, 3rd strikeout for Messick. There's 1 away in the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's pause 10 seconds for a station ID on Newstalk 1290 Coil. The first pitch to Nelson Velasquez is ball 1, 1-0. A 1-1 game in the 4th inning. I'm Nick Batters. Glad you're with us on 1290 Coil. The 1-0 is a ball, 2-0. Whether you're listening on 1290 Coil or Mixlr, or if you're watching on MILB TV or Bally Sports Live, thanks for hanging out. The 2-0 is a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike on Nelson Velasquez. The DH, he grounded out of the 2nd inning. So 0 for 1 today. Here's the 2-0. 2-1, I should say. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2 now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base is empty. 1 out of the 4th. Now, Velasquez has seen the most time this year serving as Omaha's designated hitter. .72. The 2-2. Sheck swinging a ball down and in. He did not go. It's full 3-2. 72 of his 105 plate appearances this year have come while he's the DH. Just 32 while in the outfield. 1 as a pinch hitter. The 3-2 to Nelly is fly to center. Into right center. It's tailing. Halpin on the run into a slide. He makes a nice catch for the 2nd out in the 4th inning. So 2 gone to the bottom of the 4th. Messick's retired 4 straight. Double play, got the first 2 outs in the 3rd, and he's got the first 2 outs to the bottom of the 4th. Tyler Gentry, he doubled and scored in the 2nd. Omaha's only run so far tonight. First pitch. It's inside, ball 1. Check swing, bounced foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tell you what, there's some pretty ominous looking gray clouds overhead. The pitch is a check swing. He did not go, says the first base umpire, Tanner Dobson. And it's 2-1. And the wind is really howling out to right again. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. I mean, you can, if you look really closely, you can see the light poles in right field kind of swaying back and forth. The 3-1. Gentry takes a strike. A full 3-2. Bases empty, 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Messick has the sign of the payoff. Ground ball sharply hit. Off the backhand attempt of Tolentino at third. That skips into left field. It's going to be extra bases again for Tyler Gentry. He's around first and into second. That was 104 miles an hour off the bat. And Gentry into scoring position once again for Omaha. Rocks a 3-2 pitch in the left field line. Tolentino did his best, but no luck on that. Another double for Tyler Gentry. So runner on second, 2 outs, 1-1 game in the 4th. Luca Tresh doubled Gentry into the second. First pitch. Foul back to the screen. No balls and a strike. Well, Tresh, the RBI was his 10th of the season. A lot of his RBI have come on home runs. He has 4 long balls this year. No balls, a strike. Check back to second, the pitch home. Is up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Check the National Weather Service. I wonder what these gusts are right now. They're saying 41-mile-an-hour gusts with a consistent 21-mile-an-hour wind. The 1-1. Tresh looks high. 2 balls and a strike. I decided this year we're going to bookmark the National Weather Service on my computer. Just to be able to consistently check. 2-1 to Tresh is flying to left. Rodriguez has a beat on it. He glides into left center field. Makes the catch to end the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, on Star Wars night at Warner Park, we move into the 5th inning. 1-1 the score between Omaha and Columbus. Steven Nagosic is Omaha's second pitcher in a bullpen game for Omaha. And the right-hander Nagosic will face the left-handed batting catcher Dom Nunez. A first pitch. It's strike 1. Just get a little nervous every time an opposing left-handed batter comes to the plate with the 40-mile-an-hour gust, the consistent 21-mile-an-hour wind out to right field. The pitch is taken for a ball. The count is 1-1. I mean, you really can hear it. The trees in the background surround the stadium are swaying in the breeze. The pitch is down and in. 2 balls and a strike. And I just can't help but look at those flag poles in right center. The light poles swaying with the wind. 2-1 pitch. Down and in. 3 balls and a strike. You can even look to the pitcher, Steven Nagosic. It takes a lot of wind for the players' jerseys to be visibly moving. Tyler Tolbert is short. The pitch is a strike. And we're full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Dom Nunez, who struck out of the second. Fouled back just to our left, bounces down to the seats, and we're still full 3-2. Three-two pitch, Breaks the bat. Nagosic has to duck out of the way. The ball is fielded by Devaney. His throw to first is in time. Wow. Well, that was almost scary. Steven Nagosic had half a barrel flying for him. He had to duck down to avoid being hit by the ball. Hit by the bat, I should say. Nunez grounds out 4-3 for the first out of the fifth. He's got a smile on his face, along with what, for my money, is one of the best mustaches we have seen on an Omaha Storm Chaser in quite some time. I mean, my goodness, isn't that beautiful? Here's Cody Huff, right-handed batting designated hitter. He looks at strike one. Huff, he has the only run of the game for Columbus. He homered down the right field line in the second. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. So Nagosic's retired all 5 batters he's faced, and that's kind of in line with what he's been doing. He's faced 11 batters with Omaha prior to today, the 0-2. Chopped high up the middle. Tolbert charges in it short. Fields it at the letters. Throw to first is low, and Prado tries to scoop it. It's past him, but doesn't bounce into the first base dugout or camera well. Luca Tresh was quick to back up. So the runner is safe at first. And that's a scoring decision that can go either way. I can see our official scorer laboring over this one. And that will be an infield single. We won't name names, though, unless there's an egregious call, right? First pitch to Milan Tolentino is strike one. No balls and 1 strike. So an infield single for Cody Huff. He's 2 for 2 today. Those are the only 2 hits of the game for Columbus. The 0-1 is taken for a ball. 1-1. That's the first hit that Steven Nagosic has allowed with Omaha. He had retired 10 of his first 11 into today. 15 of his first 16 batters faced with Omaha over 4 outings. Retired. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. He's been really impressive so far. A nice signing out of the Mexican League for Omaha. For Kansas City, really. Pitching like this, you might work your way back into the big leagues. And the 1-2 pitch. Misses outside, 2-2. When the need arises, if it's a starting pitcher, Noah Cameron or Lou Indarabula, but for relievers, you have Jonathan Bolin, Evan Sisk, and hopefully for his debut soon, Eric Sarantola. But those aren't the only guys that could contribute to the Royals this year on the pitching staff. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Nagosic buries a curveball in the dirt. That's his 3rd strikeout and the 2nd out of the top of the 5th. So 2 away. Kyle Thatcher's bats. I think of what Andrew Hoffman has done first and foremost, what Nagosic has done in admittedly a short window. Noah Murdoch is back with Omaha. He began the year in the big leagues with the Athletics. Their Rule 5 pick just returned to Kansas City this week. First pitch to Kyle Datras is found on the right, 0-1. Look, Trevor Richards is a veteran with over 6 years of big league service time. He could play a role. Ryan Hendricks has looked good his last few outings. How about Junior Fernandez and that triple-digit fastball? Moved to first. Runners back in. So a player being on the 40-man roster or not being on a 40-man roster doesn't always dictate who will go up. Certainly helps to be on the 40-man. We've seen Sisk and Bolin go up. They're 40-man guys. The 0-1 pitch from Nagosic to Datras on the way. That's a strike. It's 0-2. The chat on Mixler. Chris Roberts says, hi, Nick, from Section 116. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And Cody, we're the Storm Chasers. The weather is just cheering for us. Good call. That pitch misses. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Datras, who walked in the 3rd. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the pitch. Ground ball foul back to the screen. Still 1-2. it was reported today. I don't know if we saw anything official. Did we? Let me check. Yeah. So Matt Contreras said today that Seth Lugo's start will be skipped tomorrow, and Noah Cameron will most likely get the start instead. Cameron's supposed to pitch for Omaha tomorrow, but looks like he will be pitching for the Royals instead, and that'll be really cool for Noah. And Nagosic and Tresh in front of the mound. Not for pitch count issues, just to chat things over. I'll tell you what, if we want to talk about other storm chasers in the big leagues, there is another Omaha alum set to make their big league debut, and it's someone on last year's team. Ryan Fitzgerald had his contract selected from AAA St. Paul today. The pitch. It's down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. With Carlos Correa going on the injured list. Was it actually the concussion list? Either way, Carlos Correa is sidelined. And Fitzy was called up from St. Paul. He's been having a great season for the Saints. He's actually in the top 10 in most of the average-based categories in the league. 2-2. Down and away, ball 3, and we're full 3-2. Did get into today's Twins game already. They're in the bottom of the 3rd. He's come off the bench to play second base, hitting in the spot of Willie Castro. He does have an at-bat. He's 0 for 1, so Ryan Fitzgerald officially a big leaguer. Congratulations, Fitzy. 3-2 pitch, runner goes, swing and a miss, strike 3. Steven Nagosic strikes out 4 over 2 scoreless innings, and we're tied at 1 at the halfway point. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left on. It's a 1-1 ball game halfway through tonight's game. After 4.5, we are knotted. For the 5th, Parker Messick deals to Nick Prado. And the first pitch is high for ball 1. It's Prado, Tyler Tolbert, and John Rave. 8, 9, and 1 in the Storm Chaser lineup as Messick continues his start. His pitch. Fouled straight back. The count on Prado is 1-1. Nick grounded out in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1 today. Now Messick is creeping towards 70 pitches. Left-hander into his motion. Right knee kick in the pitch. Fouled back. It's 1-2. Both teams scored a run in the 2nd. For Columbus, it was a Cody Huff home run. For the Chasers, it was back-to-back doubles from Tyler Gentry and Luca Tresh. There's 5 combined hits, 2 combined runs between the 2 teams. A little bit of a different look from what we saw in last night's game. And the 1-2. Checks kind of a shoulder twitch on the slider. Prado does not go around. He does not challenge either. So a strikeout looking, 4th strikeout for Parker Messick, and the first out in the bottom of the 5th. Messick, drafted out of Florida State, a 2nd-round pick in 2022. First pitch to Tyler Tolbert is inside, ball 1. He was an all-star in the AA Eastern League last year for Akron. 1-0 was a strike. It's 1-1. And for good reason. He was really good for the Rubber Ducks last year. A 2.06 ERA over 14 starts. 85 strikeouts and 65 in a 3rd innings. The 1-1 is called strike 2 on Tolbert. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. A lot of his success this year has come on his changeup. He gets a lot of swings and misses. Both the fastball and changeup have gotten 22 strikeouts. 2 pitches are responsible for 44 of his 48 strikeouts entering today. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Well, right on cue. That's the slider, of course. 5th strikeout for Messick. Completes his 2nd trip through the order. We go back to the top for John Rave. Oh, on Mixler, we also have Josh Allen listening. Hey, Nick, from behind my mower in my yard. Josh, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you saying hey. Left on left, Messick with John Rave. Bases empty, 2 outs, tied at 1 in the 5th. And the first pitch. We'll wait. Time is called by the home plate umpire, Willie Trainer. The pitch clock will restart. Omaha's dugout's barking. Willie Trainer asks, who do you want to get the violation first, him or him? Willie Trainer lets Bajan Rademacher know, hey, I'm saving your guy. Bajan wanted a violation called on the pitcher, Messick. The pitch. Raves into line drive to right field. That's going to bounce off the warning track and up against the wall. Thomas gets the ball in quickly, so Rave will hold to a long single. And John Rave extends what is a career best hitting streak. He's now at 12 straight games with a knock. That hit by John and every Storm Chasers hit this season is presented by iFoam, your home comfort and efficiency insulators. So Nick Loftin bats with a runner on first and 2 outs. First pitch is down and in, ball 1. Rave leads the team with 13 steals this year, tied 7th in the league. The 1-0 is a ground ball sharply hit, just foul wide of third. And the count's 1-1. One and one on Loftin. Here's the pitch. Ground ball hit foul off the railing of Omaha's third base dugout, and it's 1-2. So 1-1 our score in the 5th. Runner on at 2 outs. Loftin is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a double play. The 1-2. Check swing sent foul into the netting behind home plate. It's a fastball up and in on Loftin. Count holds at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Messick deals. And Loftin looks at a ball in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield the pull, outfield is deep, shaded slightly the other way to account for the heavy wind. 2-2. Loftin looks at a ball down and in. And we're full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rave gets a head start for a second of the payoff to Loftin is a fastball that misses, ball 4. So the league's walk king draws another base on balls. Nick Loftin's league-leading 35th walk of the season in his 36th game. Rave to second, Loftin on first. 2 on with 2 out for Cam Devaney. Call him Slam Devaney, Slam Cam. And a visit to the mound from the pitching coach. See, how are the Royals doing right now? A former voice of the Storm Chasers, Jake Eisenberg, is on TV today doing the game for FanDuel Sports Kansas City. It's 3-2 Cardinals in the 6th. Cole Reagan's 3 runs over 5 innings today. Vinny Pasquantino, a solo homer. It's from 6 different players. Cam Devaney bats, first pitch. Inside, ball 1. It really is impressive to see what Cam Devaney has done of recent. The stretch of 3 grand slams in 5 games, 22 plate appearances, 3 grand slams. The pitch is high, 2-0. Well, Cam's next will tie the modern Omaha record. Let's go back to 2005. Angelo Castellanos' 4 grand slams are the most of any Omaha player since 2005. That's over multiple seasons. The 2-0. High fly ball. I think Cam Devaney's done it again. No. Oh my goodness. That ball dies in front of the warning track. Cam Devaney just underneath him. A fly out to left ends the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, he liked that off the bat, and the wind isn't doing any favors tonight. A ball's hit to left. No runs, a hit, a walk, no errors, and 2 left on base. 1-1 our score through. A 1-1 game through 5 innings. We're into the 6th from Warner Park. Steven Nagosic deals to Yordies Valdez, who squares to bunt, pulls back, and looks at strike 1. It's Valdez, Petey Halpin, and Brian Rocchio. 9-1-2 in the Columbus order. Steven Nagosic has set down 6 of 7 faced. He's struck out 4 through 2 scoreless innings. The 0-1 pitch is fly the other way down the left field line. Melendez on the run. He makes the catch while in motion. There's the first out in the top of the 6th inning. That completes the 2nd time through the Columbus order. So we'll go back to the top for Petey Halpin. Base is empty, 1 out. 1-1 game in the 6th. First pitch. Line drive up the middle. That's over Nagosic. He had to duck to get out of the way. Reached up, but the ball was past his glove over second base and into center field. So runner on with 1 out. Brian Rocchio will hit. This is now Nagosic's 2nd time going through the lineup. Rocchio was his first batter back in the 4th inning. And Omaha has right-hander Noah Murdoch warming in the bullpen for what would be his 2025 Omaha debut. First pitch. Ground ball hit to the right. Prado charges in at first. Fields it, throws to second for 1. Tolbert's relay back to Prado with a good scoop. In time for 2. Another sensational double play. 3-6-3. That one erases the leadoff single and ends the top of the 6th. My goodness. Well, into the bottom of the 6th inning for the Clippers, and they're into the bullpen against Omaha. Parker Messick is done after 5 innings. He allows a run on 4 hits, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He will get a no decision today, and right-hander Nick Enright is in, facing 4, 5, and 6 in the Omaha lineup, starting with the left fielder MJ Melendez. Right on left with MJ, Enright. Overhead wide to the first pitch. It's grounded foul to the right, 0-1. It was 85 pitches from Messick. 47 of them were strikes, and Enright makes his 7th appearance of the year. He's allowed 2 runs this year, both unearned. So his ERA with 2 unearned runs is still 0. It'll be Melendez, Nelson Velasquez, Tyler Gentry. 4, 5, and 6 in the Omaha order. MJ 0 for 2 today. The wind once again howling out to right field. Here's the 0-1. That's high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball and a strike, and Enright delivers. Swing and a miss. Melendez behind in the count now, 1-2. One-two. High pop, foul behind the plate. The catcher Nunez tosses his mask and watches that land on top of the backstop padding. Count still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right on left, 1-2 on Melendez. And here's the pitch. Foul tipped into Nunez's glove, strike 3. Well, the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning. Melendez got on strikes for the second time tonight. Now Nelson Velasquez will bat. First pitch to Nelly is down and in, ball one. Although the path to get to this point has not been easy for right-hander Nick Enright. On the cusp of the major leagues. Cleveland's 20th round draft pick in 2019 out of Virginia Tech. The 1-0 is taken for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. He had a cancer diagnosis. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1. It was in 2022. A cancer diagnosis. Stage 2 Hodgkin's lymphoma. And last year, a lat injury. The 2-1. Fly foul back into the right, and the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was late in 2022. He was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Has gone through rounds of immunotherapy in 2023. Early in 2023 during the All-Star break, and then again late last year. 2-2. Upstairs. Ball 3. We're full 3-2. The goal was 16 rounds of immunotherapy over about a 2.5 to 3 year window. This is all a great article from Tim Stebbins over at MLB.com. 3-2 is found back. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. So while he was getting treatment, he was pitching. Rehabbed with Jupiter. This is in the Marlins organization. 3-2 is down. Ball 4 on Velasquez, who draws his first walk of the day. So Nelly's down to first, a runner on with 1 out at the bottom of the 6th. Now Tyler Gentry has. So he was taken by the Marlins from Cleveland in the Rule 5 draft in December of 2022, and then diagnosed, days later. The pitch. Tapped softly to the right. Going to be a tough play. Tolentino charges in at third. It's fielded by Rocchio, and he can't get a throw off. Gentry's safe at first, and Velasquez is up to second. Well, he tried to get a throw off, but he couldn't throw it to first. So Gentry's gotten on base 3 times in as many trips to the plate. 2 on, 1 out for Luca Tresh. So Enright rehabbed with Jupiter in Jacksonville. Wasn't going to make it to the big leagues with Miami. Returned to Cleveland. And then he was limited to 16 outings last year after a right shoulder strain. He has fought through a lot. The pitch to Luca Tresh is swung through a miss. 0-1. So now Enright is working back towards the big leagues, and he is knocking on the doorstep of the Cleveland bullpen. 0-1. Tresh looks at the ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. We saw Enright last year twice in the playoffs. He actually got the save in game 1 and pitched 2 1/3 perfect innings in game 3. The 1-1 to Tresh. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Tresh had an RBI double in the 2nd inning. 1 for 2 today. And now it's a 1-2 count on the Florida native Luca Tresh. 1-2. Fouled straight back. Still a ball and 2 strikes. One and 2. Infield plays to pull. And the pitch. High. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You know, on Star Wars night, everything is themed out. Obviously, the players are wearing Star Wars jerseys, characters on the concourse, the jersey auction on the concourse. And I have to give props to Alex Cedar, our graphic designer. It's more than just the graphic designer. 2-2. Tresh sends a line drive down the left field line, headed for the corner, and that ball bounces fair, rolls to the base of the wall, and gives Omaha the lead. Velasquez is around to score from second. Gentry's right behind him from first. They're both in standing. It's a two-run double from Luca Tresh, and Omaha leads 3-1. It's Luca Tresh 3, Columbus 1. He's driven in all of Omaha's runs tonight. Have yourself a night, Luca. A walk, single, two-run double. Prado will stride to the plate now. Well, if you're at Warner Park, you can appreciate the video board. If you're not at Warner Park, I want to do my best to describe it. The first pitch. Swing and a miss by Prado, 0-1. Well, the player headshots, for starters, look like holograms. Nick Prado is kind of a, oh, he's blue and white. And, well, the fonts used kind of remind you of Star Wars. The 0-1 is taken for a ball, 1-1. I mean, everything from how the challenges are displayed to the pitcher's stats, the border around the headshot. Everything, it looks like it's straight out of Star Wars. 1-1 is a ball, 2 balls and a strike. And Alex just knocked it out of the park. The 2-1. Prado looks at ball 3 outside. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Pitch, swing and a miss, and we're full 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second is Tresh. 1 out of the 6th. It's a 3-1 Omaha lead. First earned runs and rights given up this year. Lifts his knee, looks the runner back to second. Pitch. Fouled back. Prado's battling here with 2 strikes. Still 3-2. And right, set of the belt on the third base side of the rubber. He looks back to second, deals home. Flied high in the air to right center field. Halpin glides into the alley, reaches out into a slide. He makes the catch. Tresh tags from second, moves to third. He's in standing. The fly out is Omaha's second out of the inning, but it does put a potential run of insurance 90 feet away on third base. So runner on third, 2 outs. Tyler Tolbert, the batter. And the first pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Tolbert grounded out in the second. He struck out of the 5th. 0 for 2 today. No balls, 1 strike to count on Tolbert. Runner on third, the pitch. Down in the dirt, blocked by Nunez. 1-1. Noah Murdoch, the tall right-hander, is still warming in Omaha's bullpen. So you'd expect him to have the 7th. Pitch is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Luis Frias, the right-hander, is warming in the Columbus bullpen. We'll see what the leash is on Enright. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Tolbert can't connect on the fastball. 90.5 miles an hour from Enright. We're specific here. Count is 2-2. 2-2 on Tolbert. Pitch. Outside misses. Ball 3. And the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two pitch. Tolbert pops it straight up on the infield. Will the wind wreak havoc? Datris has it tracked. Backpedals on the right side. Infield dirt makes the catch to end the inning. Chasers get a pair of runs in the into the 7th inning. It's a 3-1 Omaha lead thanks to Luca Tresch's 2-run double in the bottom of the 6th. And right-hander Noah Murdoch is back at Warner Park in an Omaha Storm Chaser uniform. The 3rd arm of the game for the Chasers. This Bishop Exteriors pitching change as Steven Nagosic is done for the day. First pitch. Thomas bounces it softly out in front of the plate. Luca Tresch, a bare-hand pickup throw to first is not in time. Good stretch from Prado, but Thomas, the Major League rehabber, hustling well to beat it out. An infield single opens up the 7th. So for Steven Nagosic, 3 scoreless innings. No runs, no walks, 2 hits and 4 strikeouts. If Omaha can lead the rest of the game, Nagosic is in line for the win. So now it's the 26-year-old right-hander Noah Murdoch, a native of Colonial Heights, Virginia. Kansas City's 7th round draft pick in 2019 out of the University of Virginia. A first pitch to Jonathan Rodriguez. Strike 1. And Doc, as he's known by his teammates, is now a big leaguer. He was taken by the Athletics in the Rule 5 draft back in December. The 0-1 pitch. Misses inside, 1-1. He was the 4th overall pick in the Rule 5 draft. So the Royals did not add him to the 40-man roster in the offseason, so he was left unprotected. And the A's said, we want Doc. The 1-1. Ground ball foul to the left, 1-2. And Noah made the Athletics roster out of spring training. He was on the Major League roster to begin the year. He made his Major League debut March 29th at Seattle. He threw 1 2/3 scoreless innings for the A's against the Mariners. And he wound up pitching in 14 games for the Athletics. But the results overall weren't great. So the A's cut ties with him, designated for assignment, and returned to Kansas City. Maybe a pitch count problem now. He allowed 25 earned runs in 17 innings, but with 21 strikeouts. 8 of his 14 outings were scoreless, so he didn't have he had scoreless outings more often than he allowed a run, but when he allowed a run, it was a lot. So he was DFA'd by the Athletics on May the 9th, exposed to waivers. And it looks like Murdoch's pitch comm device isn't working, so they're going to need to get a new one. I believe the backup is in the bullpen. So we're going to have our fantastic bat boy run out, go grab the pitch comm. Pitch comm device coming in from the bullpen catcher, Josh Mazer. He hands it off to Bryant Jefferson, our great ball boy, running in the pitch comm device from the bullpen out to Noah Murdoch. And they'll trade. Good hustle from Bryant. So no bat visit. It's a good one. Runner on first, nobody out. Murdoch, the 1-2 pitch. Runner goes from first, and the pitch is grounded to the left. Runner's safe at second, so Tolbert's only option is to throw to first. 6-3 the ground out for the first out of the top of the 7th. Lane Thomas does move from first to second. So 1 on, 1 out in the 7th. 3-1 Omaha leads, and it's time now for a Jason at Contracting game update. Jason at Contracting, we have you covered. For Columbus, a run on 4 hits, no errors. Clippers have left 1 runner on base. And this is the first plate appearance the Clippers have taken with a runner in scoring position. First pitch to Dom Nunez is launched down the right field line, but foul. No balls and a strike. For Omaha, 3 runs on 6 hits. 6 left on, and the Chasers have gone just 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Omaha got 3 innings out of its opener, Jacob Wallace. He allowed a run. Steven Agosic followed with 3 innings scoreless. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Lane Thomas on second. He had an infield single to open the inning. Now the pitch. Ground ball chopped at the first base line. Fielded on a high hop by Prado. Underhand flip to Murdoch, covering in time for the out. 3-1 put out. Moves Thomas from second to third. So a runner on third with 2 outs for Cody Huff, who has seen the most success for Columbus tonight. He's 2 for 2. Hit a solo homer in the second, the Clippers' only run of the night, and a single in the 5th. Right on right with Huff, the first pitch. This is inside, ball 1. The pitch. And a balk is called on Noah Murdoch. He slipped coming down the front slope of the mound, and that'll bring a run home. Lane Thomas can trot home from third. And it's a 3-2 game. Not how you want to run to score if you're Omaha. The bases are now empty with 2 outs, a 3-2 score. Pitch inside, off the glove of Tresh to the backstop. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. That's a strike. Pops out of Tresh's glove. It's 2-1 now. The 2-1. Tapped foul just outside of the right-handed batter's box. It's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Murdoch delivers. It's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 to that wonderful breaking ball, the sweeper from Noah Murdoch. His first strikeout of the game. Ends the top of the 7th inning. Well, a run scores. A single, a couple of ground outs, and a balk. A run, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on. That'll take us to the 7th inning stretch. It's presented by Rebath. Omaha leads 3-2. Well, a 3-2 Omaha lead. We go into the bottom of the 7th inning. And right-hander Andrew Walters is in. Just an inning of work for Nick Enright. He allowed 2 runs on 2 hits. His first earned runs of the season with a walk and a strikeout. After Parker Messick opened the game. A run over 5 innings. The Columbus starter will get a no decision. Enright is on the hook for the loss. John Rave bats as we begin the bottom of the 7th. A 1-run advantage for Omaha. And the first pitch. Rave squares to bunt, pulls back, pitches ball 1. It's Rave, Nick Loftin, and Cam Devaney. 1, 2, and 3 in the Storm Chaser lineup. Here's the 1-0. Taken for ball 2, 2-0. Clippers got a run back in the top of the 7th. Leadoff single came around to score. The 2-0 to Raver. Outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Rave a walk and a single today. He's gotten on in 2 of 3 plate appearances. Can he make it 3 or 4? The pitch. That's a strike. Up and in, but in the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike on John Ray. Tied for the team lead with Cam Devaney. They both have 7 home runs. The 3-1 pitch is strike 2. Fastball zips in at 95 from Andrew Walters, who's making his 10th appearance of the season. Just a 104 ERA, 1 earned run in 8 2/3 innings with 15 strikeouts. The 3-2 fly the other way, hit deep to left field. Rodriguez goes back, and that's going to bounce on the outfield grass and roll out of the warning track. John Rave cruises into second with an easy double. Well, Rave had the outfield played to pull. Maybe it was a little extra because of the wind. And Rodriguez had to run a long way to get that ball. And it does feel like the wind might be knocking some of these down. So runner on second with nobody out for Nick Loftin. Andrew Walters is the 2nd highest ranked prospect on this team. Both Baseball America and MLB Pipeline have him 11th in the system. First pitch to Nick Loftin is waved at and missed for strike 1. He was drafted 62nd overall by Cleveland back in 2023. Pitched 3 years at Miami. The 0-1. Up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. It was a supplemental 2nd round pick for Cleveland. Made 13 appearances for the Guardians, worked into the playoffs for Cleveland. 1-1 is outside, 2-1. He's touched 99 with that fastball. That's a good one. Slider is best secondary pitch. 2-1 offering, misses outside. 3 balls and a strike on Nick Loftin, who walked in the 5th, but is 0 for 2 otherwise today. Rave on second, nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. Chasers lead 3-2. The pitch is high, ball 4. Another walk for Nick Loftin. Runners on first and second as we begin the bottom of the 7th. Nobody out. Cam Devaney will hit. Like he did in the 5th with 2 runners on. Same situation as his last time up. Rave on second, Loftin on first. Though this time there are no outs instead of what was then 2 outs. So 2 on, nobody out of the 7th. First pitch to Cam. It's high, ball 1. He is 0 for 2 today. Walked in the 1st, a strikeout and fly out since. Well, that fly ball looked good off the bat, but died on the warning track. The wind knocked it down. Walters, he delivers. Both runners take off. Pitch is called to strike. The throw goes to second. It skips past Tolentino at 3rd, and John Rave darts home to score. It's 4-2 Omaha in the 7th, and Loftin takes 3rd on the errant throw as well. On the double steal, turns into a run on the errant throw. The error on the catcher, Nunez. Infield plays in with Loftin on 3rd and nobody out. 1-1 the count on Devaney. The pitch. Foul straight back to the screen. 1-2. Walters set, deals. Devaney pops the ball high and foul to the right. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. How about this? I mentioned Walters drafted in 2023. Last year was his first professional season. He did not pitch in a professional game in 2023. He began the year at AA Akron and ended the year pitching in the Cleveland bullpen in the postseason. The 1-2. Flied foul to the right again, still 1-2. It was 17 games for Akron, where his ERA was south of 2. He was up to AAA Columbus by the end of May. He pitched 33 games for the Clippers and debuted in the big leagues in mid-September. The 1-2. Devaney swings and misses. Got a slider down and away for strike 3. There's the first out of the bottom of the 7th. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today for Omaha Storm Chasers Baseball on News Talk 1290 Coil. I'm Nick Batters. Andrew Walters delivers to MJ Melendez. The first pitch he looks at, MJ does for strike 1. Whether you're watching on MILB TV and Valley Sports Live, or if you're listening on News Talk 1290 Coil, Mixler, whatever it is, I do appreciate you being here. And the pitch. Flied high and foul to the left. Out of play, it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fouled straight back to the screen. Still 0-2. The pitch. Melendez takes high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield still drawn in with 1 out and Loftin on third. Chasers up by 2. The 1-2. Melendez fouls that off the mask of the catcher, Nunez. Still a 1 ball, 2 strike count. A Loftin on third. It was a Rave double and a Loftin walk. One more time, the 1-2 pitch. High and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind continues to gust. 2-2. High drive fouled on the right field line. Melendez was just out in front of what comes in as a splitter on StatCast. Kind of still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 on MJ with Loftin on third. A run already home in the 7th. Walters at the belt. Here's the pitch. Popped in the air, third base side. Foul territory, that's into the seats. Still 2 and 2. Walters was optioned to Columbus at the end of spring training. And was placed on the injured list late in April. Activated on Saturday. He did throw a scoreless inning on Tuesday, and Melendez flies the 2-2 pitch into right center. Halpin over into the alley, makes the catch. Throw goes back to second. Loftin easily tags from third. He comes across to score. The sacrifice fly for MJ Melendez makes it a 5-2 Omaha lead in the 7th. So 2 runs have scored in the 7th, 2 runs of insurance. And that is going to be the end for Andrew Walters, the acting manager. Daniel Robertson, the Clippers bench coach. Andy Tracy's away for his kid's graduation. Daniel Robertson comes out to make the mound visit and the pitching change. So Walters faces 4 batters, has 2 runs to score. It's 5-2 Omaha. Pull out a victory. It's going so far so well. A 5-2 Chasers lead. Noah Murdoch is back out for the 8th into his 2nd inning of relief. He starts Milan Tolentino off with strike 1. It's Tolentino, Kyle Datras, and Yordis Valdez, 7, 8, and 9. The 0-1. It's lined the other way into left field. Melendez charges in to make the catch. There's one away. Murdoch allowed his first batter of the 7th inning to reach, but he's retired 4 in a row since. Trying to get through 2 innings. It was gosh, 3 innings for Jacob Wallace, 3 innings for Steven Nogasek. Now Murdoch working through a second. First pitch is up and in for ball 1. It's interesting when you look at the numbers on Murdoch. You dig deep into the pitch data. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Soft bouncer back to the mound. Datras flung his bat towards the dugout. As it was fielded by Murdoch, he throws to first for the 2nd out. Almost hit the bat boy, it looked like, but he got out of the way. Datras falls to 0 for 2 today. Well, Murdoch throws in the high 90s, and his fastball has some incredible movement, really. First pitch to Yordis Valdez gets past Luca Tresh, ball 1. 97 miles an hour, 15 inches of horizontal movement, and less than 1 inch of induced vertical movement. The pitch. Called the strike, 1-1. I don't want to get into all the mumbo jumbo, but he has a really nice sinker, a nasty sweeper. 1-1 pitch misses. It's 2-1. And it's a shame that order 2+ pitches couldn't translate into consistent results in the big leagues. The 2-1. Check swing. He did not go, says the third base umpire Matt Blackborough. It's 3-1. So 3-1. Outside, ball 4. There were definitely issues for Murdoch with his command. 17 innings, he walked 20. His whip, walks and hits per innings pitched, was up over 2. It's over. 2 batters were reaching per inning he pitched, and the opponent's batting average was over 300, so it was both walks and hits. It wasn't just one. First pitch to Petey Halpin is fouled off Tresh's mask to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Andrew Hoffman is warming for Omaha. So Hoffman for an inning back on Wednesday. Runner on and 2 outs. Runner out from first to the pitch, called a strike. Tresh's throw, tag from Tolbert. Doesn't come. The ball pops out of Tyler's glove. Valdez into second base for his 4th steal in as many attempts this season. Count is 0-2 on Petey Halpin. The center fielder's gone 1 for 3 today. He singled in the 6th, but was forced out on an inning-ending double play. And the pitch to Halpin is flied high and deep to right center field. That lands on the berm, and this is a 1-run game. Petey Halpin's 3rd home run of the year brings us to a 5-4 score in the 8th. Columbus is far from out of this ball game. That was a sweeper down and in. Might have actually been a ball if he hadn't swung. Instead, it travels 417 feet, 102 off the bat. A 2-run homer, again, as the Clippers within 1. Those runs of insurance in the bottom of the 7th feel especially big right now. This is going to be the end for Noah Murdoch. Pat Osborne, Omaha's acting manager, the bench coach, while Mike Jerschley is down in Kansas City for the Royals' 2015 World Series reunion. Jersch out of town Osborne, the active manager, and he removes Noah Murdoch from this game. Doc goes an inning and 2/3, charged with 3 runs, and Andrew Hoffman is coming in. A pause in the action. We return to Warner Park after this.
The Omaha Storm Chief.
Well, 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning, a 1-run lead for Omaha. It's 5-4. Andrew Hoffman is in for his 16th appearance of the year. Has an 0-1 record, a 2.21 ERA. He's allowed 5 earned runs in 20 and 1/3 innings. And he has 31 strikeouts, one of the top strikeout rates at the AAA level. It's actually second at the AAA level in strikeout rate. Strikeouts per 9 innings. Hoffman, 13.72 strikeouts per 9 innings, is second among AAA pitchers with at least 20 innings this year. Noah Murdoch goes 1 2/3 innings. 3 runs on 2 hits, a walk, a strikeout, a home run allowed. First pitch from Hoffman to Brian Rocchio. It's a check swing, strike 1. Rocchio is 0 for 3 today. He's grounded out 3 times, including a double play in the 6th. Right on left with a switch hitter. Hoffman's 0-1. Is down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Jacob Wallace and Steven Agosic each pitched 3 innings. Noah Murdoch 1 2/3. Be curious to see if they have Andrew Hoffman finish this game. In theory, if he gets the final 4 outs, it'd be a save situation. The 1-1 is fly back foul. They count 1 and 2. The home run from Petey Halpin makes this a 1-run game that knocks Murdoch out of the contest, unfortunately. The pitch. This is down 2 and 2. We are still getting heavy winds. The National Weather Service's 25-mile-an-hour wind speed, 36-mile-an-hour gusts. The gusts are down, but the wind speed is up. 2-2. Up and in. And we're full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. On the wind speed, the averaged over a period of time. The gusts are the short, sudden bursts. Call it less than 20 seconds. 3-2 pitch from Hoffman to Rocchio is a fastball that just misses for ball 4, challenged by Omaha. Chasers think that fastball caught the zone and will end the inning. Is it strike 3 to end the inning, or is it ball 4 to extend it? Let's see. Challenge announced by Willie Traynor. It missed the zone, ball 4. So Omaha has 1 challenge remaining. Both teams have gone 0 for 1 in challenges.
Is number 48.
Runner on, 2 outs. Lane Thomas bats. That's not Lane Thomas. That's Guy Lipscomb. And Guy Lipscomb's first AAA at-bat is a ground ball to the right of second into center field. And in the process, Rocchio goes first to third. So Hoffman's allowed a walk and a single. So Guy Lipscomb heading for the Major League rehabber Lane Thomas. He singles to center. Runners are on the corners. The potential tying run is 90 feet away. That's Rocchio on third. The batter is Jonathan Rodriguez, the possible go-ahead run on first. Here's Hoffman's first pitch. It's ball 1. Jonathan Rodriguez is 0 for 3 today. After yesterday, he reached base in all 6 plate appearances. Drew 3 walks, singled 3 times, drove in 3 runs. That's a good day at the yard. 1-0, runners out from first. Pitches fly foul to the right. And the count's 1-1. Well, Lipscomb has to head back to first now. Double-A Akron this year, Lipscomb had 2 steals and 4 tries. Last year it was 34 steals and 40 attempts between High A Lake County and Double-A Akron. So there is speed in those legs. 1-1. 2 on, 2 out of the 8th. And Hoffman deals. This is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1. Here's the pitch. Down and in. 3-1. Hoffman through the 8th inning on Wednesday, and he walked a couple, allowed a single. Looked a little more like last year Andrew Hoffman instead of the Andrew Hoffman that's been so good for so much of this year. The 3-1 to Jonathan Rodriguez. Runner goes from first, and the pitch is a check swing foul. Bounce to the right. Kind of came in on his hands, and he couldn't get the bat out of the way. So Lipscomb has to head back to first, but with 2 outs in the inning, he'll be off on the upcoming pitch. With 2 outs here in the 8th, a walk, homer, walk, and single have plated 2 runs and have 2 runners on base. The 3-2 pitch from Andrew Hoffman. The runner from first goes, and the ball's bounced to the left. Tolbert to his left, a diving stop to his feet from shallow center. Throw to first with a stretch from Prado. They get the out to end the inning and keep the lead by a run. 6-3 on the ground out. Rodriguez falls to 0 for 4. Clippers do play to pair though. Well, a 5-4 Omaha lead as we play into the bottom of the 8th inning. Chasers are up by 1. Luis Frias got the final out of the 7th. He's back out for the 8th, facing Tyler Gentry, who's 3 for 3 today. 2 doubles, a single, 2 runs scored. It'll be Gentry, Luca Tresh, and Nick Prado to bat for Omaha in the 8th. The first pitch. Fouled off the catcher Nunez. That's strike 1. Well, the Clippers have not made tonight easy for Omaha. Columbus 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. Omaha 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th. Going to be another inning of 2 runs for Omaha. The pitch. Up and in to the backstop. And our microphone. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 is a strike on Gentry, and he wants to challenge. If he's wrong, Omaha's out of challenges. Chasers have 1 unsuccessful challenge today. So 1 left. Willie Traynor announces the challenge to the crowd. The graphic comes up on the video board to show that the batter has challenged the pitch. The graphic comes in, and that was well low. Wow. That was several inches below the zone. An easy challenge for Tyler Gentry. The count's 2-1. The pitch is down and away. 3-1. You know, we've seen some pretty bad pitches called balls in the strike zone. That might be as far outside the zone as I've seen a strike called with the ABS challenge. 3-1 is outside, ball 4. So Tyler Gentry is on for the 4th time in as many plate appearances today. A runner on to begin the bottom of the 8th. Now Luca Tresh hits. First pitch to Luca Tresh is up and in, ball 1. Tresh has driven in 3 of Omaha's 5 runs today, the first 3 runs of the game. He had an RBI double in the 2nd and a 2-run double in the 6th. Another 1-0. A strike brings the count to 1-1. Infield plays to pull. Gentry leads off a first, held on by Datris, and the 1-1 pitch is popped up. Center of the diamond on the right side of the infield grass. First baseman Datris backpedals and makes the catch for the first down. Should note Guy Lipscomb remains in the game in center field after pinch hitting for Lane Thomas in the top of the 7th. Nick Prado hits. Runner on, 1 out. The first pitch. Down and in, ball 1. Gentry got pretty far off of first, but he dashes back to the bag. Nick Prado hit his first home run of the season in the 8th inning on Wednesday. It is 30th game of the year. But it was a 2-run homer in the 8th inning Wednesday, a 2-run homer in the 9th inning yesterday. Can he make it another late inning 2-run homer? Give Omaha runs of insurance here. The 1-0. That's a strike. The count's 1-1. Frias has the sign he deals. Prado sends a fly ball to the back of the left side of the infield on the dirt. The third baseman Tolentino, who's playing near the shortstop position, makes the catch for the second out. So after the leadoff walk to Gentry, a pair of pop-outs for Omaha, and Tyler Tolbert will bat. Nobody is warming in the bullpen, so Andrew Hoffman will be looking for a 4-out save. Back to the mound at the top of the 9th. Right on right with Tolbert. First pitch. Up and in, ball 1. Totally is 0 for 3 today. Ground out, strikeout, and pop out. Frias the 1-0. Tolbert looks at a strike, 1-1. Frias is 6'3", 245 pounds. The 26-year-old out of the Dominican Republic has spent time with the Diamondbacks and Blue Jays before landing here with Cleveland. A 1-1. Swing and a miss. Tolbert couldn't time his swing on the slider, and it's 1-2. One and two. The pitch. In the dirt, kicks to the right of the catcher Nunez, and Gentry will take second base on the wild pitch. So Gentry into scoring position. He's gotten to at least second base every time he's gotten on today, because he has 2 doubles in the 2nd and 4th. He singled in the 6th and went around to score. And now he's walked and taken second on a wild pitch. Could be a big run of insurance for Omaha if Tolbert can drive him in. 2-2 to Frias. From Frias, I should say. That sinker misses. And the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A 3-2 pitch. Tolbert grounds it softly up the third base line and foul. Try it one more time. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. When we go to the 9th, it'll be 5, 6, and 7 for Columbus. Dom Nunez, Cody Huff, and Milan Tolentino do up. The pitch from Frias to Tolbert one more time. The 3-2. Called strike 3, and Tolbert wants to challenge. He thinks that should have been ball 4, the fastball. Did it clip the inner edge? Oh, they're saying he can't challenge. He waited too long. He's still pleading his case with Willie Traynor. Darren Everson's looking for explanation as well. If it helps, it was a strike. And Andrew Hoffman's looking for the final 3 outs. This is the first save situation that Hoffman's been put in this year. He came in for the final out of the top of the 8th, allowed a walk and a single. Those runners were left on base, though. He got a ground out to end the inning. So Dom Nunez starts things off, the left-handed batting catcher. He's 0 for 3 today. Right on left. The first pitch. Strike one. And there will be there was a jersey auction during the game today. These game-worn jerseys auctioned off for Make-A-Wish. The 0-1 is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. So after the game, the fans who had the winning bids for the player game-worn jerseys will get to come down on the field, and the players will take the jerseys off their backs, give them to the fans, autograph them if the fan wants. 1-1. High and outside, 2-1. Funny enough, I participated in more than my fair share of game-worn jersey auctions growing up, going to Stockton Ports games in the California League, and I actually never got my jerseys autographed. The 2-1 pitch. That's ball 3, 3-1. And my reasoning was I wanted to wear the jerseys. I was going to wear the jerseys as a fan going to games. And I was just worried about the signature getting, I guess, washed off or messing up the jersey itself. The 3-1 is taken for ball 4. So Nunez draws a leadoff walk as we begin the 9th. That is the potential tying run for Columbus. The possible go-ahead run steps to the plate. It's Cody Huff, the designated hitter. Some stretching in the Omaha bullpen, but nobody's actively throwing. After having to use 6 pitchers yesterday, pitching is a little thin today. The first offering to Cody Huff is a little low. Changeup is ball 1. I would think, who was the least used yesterday? Junior Fernandez? The 1-0 pitch. Broken back, ground ball, back to Hoffman. It hits off his glove, recovered by Devaney. They don't have a play. Nunez to second. Huff safe on first. The first 2 batters of the 9th inning reach against Hoffman. It's a tough position for Dane Johnson and Pat Osborne to be in. They're going to use a pinch runner at first, too. That's Christian Cairo. So Cairo, the pinch runner at first for Cody Huff. So it goes down as an infield single for Cody Huff. His 3rd hit of the day. 2 on, nobody out of the 9th. Well, there are several pitchers unavailable just on account of how much they pitched yesterday. Hoffman delivers. Ground ball hit to the right. Past the dive of Devaney, basing it to right field. Everyone goes 90 feet. Gentry's throw home is a good one. Cut off by Prado. So Nunez to 3rd, Cairo to 2nd, Milan Tolentino singles. And the bases are loaded for Columbus with nobody out of the 9th. The potential tying run is 90 feet away, and the possible go-ahead run is Cairo on 2nd. Cruz Noriega and Ryan Brady each threw 40 to 50 pitches yesterday, so they're not really options. Trevor Richards threw 23 pitches. He's gone twice this week. Mound meeting now. Luca Tresh talking things over with Andrew Hoffman. Tyler Tolbert joins them. And Junior Fernandez has pitched twice this week. He threw 17 pitches yesterday. I don't know about Jonathan Bolin, maybe. Only threw 14 pitches Wednesday. I've seen Wallace today. I don't know about Evan Sisk. Maybe he is available. Really not sure. First pitch to Kyle Datris. It's taken high for ball 1. Now Andrew Miziazik is warming lefty in the Columbus bullpen. Omaha's stirring a little bit in its bullpen. The 1-0 is a ball, 2-0. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 9th. Clippers down by a run. The 2-0 from Hoffman is inside 3-0, and one more ball would bring home the potential tie and run. There's a handful of Storm Chasers walking around the bullpen. Omaha has the lower level of the two in center, swinging their arms around to stay warm, all in jackets. The 3-0 pitch is a strike on the fastball, 3-1 now. Hoffman's going to need to throw some more strikes. Corners play in. Prado at first, Loftin at third. They're double played up the middle. Tolbert and Devaney at short and second. The 3-1 pitch. High fly ball deep into right field. That should be deep enough to score the run. Gentry, right fielder, camped under the ball, makes the catch. Throw goes to second. Devaney has it, but Dom Nunez trots home from third to score a sacrifice fly from Kyle Datris. Makes this a 5-5 ball game. We're all tied up. There's just one out of the ninth inning. And what is potentially the go-ahead run for the Clippers is Kirsten Cairo 90 feet away on third base. So Yordis Valdez will hit. First pitch to Valdez. It's a fastball that misses for ball one to Andrew Hoffman. 1-0. Valdez walked and scored in the 8th inning. Move to first. Runners back in safely. Cairo is dancing off of third. Bullpen management only exists to a degree at this level. A lot of factors at play. The 1-0 is a ball. 2-0. Two on, one out. Move to first again. Runner dives back in safely. So Andrew Hoffman has used both of his step-offs, both disengagements in this plate appearance. He can't throw over again. Hoffman's 2-0. Runners off from first. It's a pitch fouled back. They count 2-1. Do have an update from the Royals game today. Cole Reagans, when he left after 5 innings, he was pitching into the 6th. He left with the athletic trainer. It was announced as left groin tightness. The Cardinals unfortunately take the game 10-3. 2-1, the pitch. Runner again off for first, and it's spoiled foul to the left. The hit and run not working out. Yordis Valdez is even at the count now, 2-2 with Hoffman. Chasers would love a double play to send this game to the bottom of the 9th. Again, the 2-2. Again, the runner off from first. It's a ball outside. No throw to second from Tresh. Tolentino's in easily. Tresh kind of motioned his arm as if he was going to throw to third, but you don't want that go-ahead run to score. And that's big for Columbus because now the double play's out of order. Omaha will bring the infield in. Everyone at the cut of the grass. 3-2 to Yordis Valdez in the pitch. He swung through a miss. Strike three. The changeup from Hoffman gets a big second out at the top of the 9th. So after a walk and 2 singles open the inning, a sacrifice fly and a strikeout get the first 2 outs. So 1 out to get. It's back to the top for Petey Halpin. A center fielder is 2 for 4 today, and in the 8th he had a 2-run homer. The first pitch is a ground ball off the glove of a diving Prado at first, a base into right field. Around from third, Cairo scores, Tolentino in from second. And a 2-run single for Petey Halpin puts the Clippers up 7-5 in the 9th. And Columbus has its first lead of the day. Gentry got the ball in kind of awkwardly. but it's just a 2-run single. Now Brian Rocchio bats. Switch hitter swings and misses at strike one, an elevated fastball, 0-1. So now Omaha is going to have to try and find some magic in the bottom of the ninth. Clippers have scored 5 unanswered runs. 2 in the 8th and 3 in the 9th. To go from down 3 to up 2. Hoffman's 0-1. Fouled over the backstop net in by Rocchio, 0-2. Now Hoffman steps off the rubber. Since he came in, we haven't seen anyone warm up in the Omaha bullpen. Unfortunately, he's had to wear this with the pitching staff thin. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled back, still 0-2. I will be curious to see how tomorrow's game goes. It was said by Matt Cotrero, Noah Cameron is expected to start tomorrow for the Royals, and he was expected to start for Omaha coming into today. He's coming into today, we thought he'd start for Omaha tomorrow. The 0-2. Changeup misses outside, 1-2. So, we'll see. Tough to say. The 1-2 pitch. Tap foul to the right, still 1-2. And Pat Osborne's life has not been easy this week. He's been put in some tough situations with not a lot of pitchers available. The 1-2 is swung at and missed through the fastball. Strike 3 to end the top of the ninth. Well, the Clippers score 3 to take a 7-5 lead. It's 3 runs on a walk, and Columbus will go to the left-hander Andrew Miziazik to try and get the final 3 outs and earn his 3rd save of the season. It's been a little rocky for Miziazik. 13 runs on 19 hits over 12 innings. That's a 9.75 ERA. But he is 2 for 2 in saves. So, Omaha needs 2 runs to force extra innings. 3 runs would win it. And it's the top of the lineup to start things off. John Rave bats. A walk, a single, and a double today across 4 plate appearances. The first pitch. Strike 1 on Rave. We saw Miziazik pitch on Wednesday. He allowed 2 runs on 3 hits in an inning. He pitched the 8th. The 0-1 is down and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. He allowed the home run to Prado that added some runs of insurance for Omaha. The 1-1. Up and in. 2 balls and a strike on Rave. So Omaha is going to need to string a few hits together here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Rave, Loftin, Devaney are the first 3 due to bat. The 2-1 is outside, 3-1. You certainly feel good about the game with those 3 being the ones to try and get things going. If somebody can reach, MJ Melendez would follow. 3 balls a strike. Miziazik deals. And that's ball 4 in the dirt. John Rave walks to open the 9th. Boy, has John Rave had some good plate appearances opening innings today. He opened the 3rd with a walk. He opened the 7th with a double, and he opens the bottom of the 9th with a walk. So Nick Loftin strides to the plate as the potential tying run. 7-5, Columbus leads in the bottom of the 9th. Runner on first, nobody out. And Loftin really hits left-handed pitching well. First pitch from Miziazik. Up and in, ball 1. And that's challenged by the Clippers. So the catcher Nunez thinks that was in the strike zone. If he's right, it's strike 1. If he's wrong, and he is wrong, the Clippers are out of challenges. Well, the Clippers go 0 for 2 in ABS challenges today, though that was less than half an inch off the plate. A ball and no strikes. Miziazik delivers. Loftin looks at ball too high, 2-0. So Rave on first. He has some good speed. The 2-0. High and away, 3-0. And the catcher Nunez is out to the mound to go chat with his left-handed reliever. Luis Frias pitched the final out of the 7th into the 3 outs of the 8th. He retired 4 or 5 batters with a walk, an inning and a third hitless, scoreless. Miziazik has not factored into a decision from a win or loss perspective. 2 of his first 3 appearances this year were games where he earned saves. But there was a span of 5 straight outings allowing a run between April 10th and May 2nd. 3-0 to Loftin. He looks at strike 1. Loftin is 0 for 2 in the box score. He's walked twice. Up to 36 walks on the season. This is his 36th game. The 3-1 is high and tight for ball 4. So the potential tying run is aboard for Omaha and Cam Devaney. Who else steps to the plate as the potential winning run for Omaha? The Chasers have 1 walk-off win this year, and it came on a Cam Devaney 2-run homer. April the 3rd against Louisville, the 5th game of the season, the 3rd home game. Two on, nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. 7-5 Clippers lead. First pitch to Devaney is high, ball 1. Cam is 0 for 3 today. He walked in the first. Has been, I don't know if you can say eerily quiet, but we're waiting for him to do something. The 1-0. Line drive up the middle, left of second, base hit into left center field. Around third, Rave headed home to score. It's an RBI single for Cam Devaney. He keeps the line moving. It's a 1-run game, 7-6. The Columbus lead is down to a run here in the bottom of the 9th. So Loftin on second, Devaney on first. You have the potential tying run in scoring position and the possible winning run on first base. MJ Melendez strides to the plate. He digs into the box with a chance to be the hero. How about some left-on, left crime to end it? That wind gusting out to right. First pitch. Good slider, drops in for strike 1. MJ did drive in a run of the 7th with a sacrifice fly. The 0-1 pitch. Tapped softly foul to the right, 0-2. MJ does have a hit this series. He doubled in the 3rd inning on Tuesday. Otherwise, he's just got that 1 hit. 1 for 11 with that sac fly in the 7th. 2 on, nobody out of the 9th. The 0-2 pitch. MJ sends it high in the air, deep to right field. MJ Melendez wins it for the Storm Chasers. Deep into the Omaha night sky. Let's take a trip around the bases with MJ. The 3-run blast wins it in the 9th. Final score is 9-7. Here comes the Gatorade bath. He's mobbed at home plate. Who else but Merv? Oh, that was a beauty. A hanging slider to MJ Melendez, and he crushes it. 9-7, the final in 9. What a night. What an ending. Well, I have a feeling someone paid a lot of money for an MJ Melendez Game 1 jersey, and that thing is absolutely drenched. So MJ Melendez wins it with a walk-off 3-run homer. 9-7, your final is presented by Bolero. The City of Papillion postgame show is next.